Here with Morehead State Beach volleyball coach Sarah Martin. In your first season as the head coach, team is picked to finish third. You've been with the program for many years, but now you take over as the head coach. What is your excitement level and what are your goals for the team?
Yeah, I feel like one of the unique pieces about the OVC is that we get to have this level of excitement for both sports in both seasons, with indoor in the fall and beach in the spring. And so it's always exciting to look forward to beach in the spring. Even though all of us might be encountering snow the first couple of weekends, it's really fun to get out there, get in the sand, and get training. With our program, we have 4 beach only players who trained all fall, just the 4 of them with us coaches. And so the programs that do have that aspect, it's a grind. It's definitely a grind for the athletes for it to be just 4 of them. And so being able to bring in the rest of the team into the spring to train in the sand just gives this great new fresh motivation to all be competing together. It's just been a really fun is the word I would use to describe the first 5 weeks of training and preparing for another competitive season.
Well, last year the team made it to the OVC championship match. What are the steps that you hope your team can make this year?
Yeah. So every year and every team is very different. And so we try in our program to make sure that we're just focusing on what's ahead of us and not necessarily anything from the past. We're very proud of our past successes, but we want to make sure that we're taking steps each day and each week throughout the entire season, and finding our identity within individuals, within pairs, within the team as a whole is important to us, and how we find that success, not just now as we're trying to put the pairs together and prepare the entire team, but as we move towards the end of the season and try to find the successes there.
So you talk about the pairings and such. Looking at your roster, it's constructed, with some returning players, but you have no seniors on this team. You have 9 freshmen, 5 juniors, and such. Just tell us about the squad.
Yeah, so we from our team last year, we graduated 7 players who were in our lineup at the OVC tournament last year. So we're just a very different team than we were last year, and that was the same inside in the court this fall as well. And it's nice to have that perspective of some experience, and then the perspective of that youth coming in as well too. It also means that everyone's growing and developing into the type of beach player that they want to be. So we have some true blockers on the team, and we have some true defenders, but we have a lot of people who have also the flexibility to be either. And so within that, we also have people who are developing their strengths in the game. It really shows like how people can develop individually when they have strengths that they now need to figure out what their other strengths are. So great, you're 6'3" and you can pound the ball. That's awesome. Any good opponent is going to make sure they serve your 5'4" partner. And so now you've got to figure out, how am I going to be the best to help my partner be successful? How am I going to be a good setter? And Sydney Wyman, who played in our ones last year and was on the all newcomer team, she was a great example of that last year. She's a middle inside, very quick attacker, loves to be a competitor. And she had to figure out how she was going to be the best setter she could possibly be for her opponent in the one, or for her partner in the ones last year. And she did a really great job of working towards, my strength is usually as an attacker, and now I have to find my strength as a setter as well. So with that being said, it's been fun to see all of the different pairings. There's lots of different options, which is exciting. It just kind of sticks to, we're trying to get to be the best we can be at the end of the season, and figuring out how we can find those identities in each other now.
So you talked a little bit about the pairings, but what are some of the challenges with the young squad of finding the right pairings and using the season to kind of mix and match and maybe even putting a pair of freshmen together, or mixing the returners with the newcomers.
I think from a challenges side of thing, it's more just the time that it takes to see all the different types of options that we have. This group, this team, they're a very cohesive team. They work together really well, and they're just a group of really good learners. They all want to learn, they all want to get better. So there's things that the returners are learning from, like our freshman beach only players who came in and they trained all fall, and they have some experience in the beach that maybe is a little bit more than some of our older players even. And so there's this just collective learning piece of everybody wanting to learn from everybody and learning different things from different people. So if we have Irene Wogenstall playing with someone who's 5'5", then that's going to be very different than if she's playing with someone else who's 6 feet tall. And so it just presents like they can learn all of these different things from different people and expand their games. And as far as the challenges of figuring out the pairs, I'll let you know that in a few weeks when we actually figure those things out.
Coach, what is that one thing? If you could have one thing, what would that be to, have your team make a run for the OVC championship this season?
um, I would kind of piece two little things together, and that's constant improvement and patience. To have that constant improvement, you do have to have the patience piece of it, because if you're trying to get better at something and you expect it to happen in 2 days, then it's going to be really hard for you to see that long-term effect of it. Just like it's going to take longer than a day to get your sand legs and figure out how to move in the sand, it's going to take longer than a couple of weeks to really start to see some of those improvements from a serve receive side or an attacking side, and really kind of build up those reps, those game like experiences and those kinds of things. And the so far our team has done a really excellent job of staying patient in that constant improvement process, and recognizing that to be the best that we can be at the end of the season, it takes a lot of um, errors. It takes a lot of challenges and mistakes that we're okay with at this point.
Coach, tell us a little bit about your schedule and how it's going to help prepare you for the season, how you construct it in that sense, including a late tournament where you head to South Carolina and face a pretty solid group of teams.
Yeah, so we are starting off our season co-hosting a tournament at Grand Sands with EKU. We've started with this tournament the past couple of years. It's just a great way to really get going from the beginning, get a chance to compete with people or against people other than ourselves, which is a lot of fun. And then we also have several people who are from the Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati area. We got freshman Bella Marita, who trained at Grand Sands. So just fun to be in an environment where we have a lot of fans, a lot of alumni that get the chance to come and see us play up there. We have a couple of home matches against McKendree and EKU throughout our season. And then really excited for that South Carolina weekend. It's a great venue down there. Our team competed there in 2019. South Carolina does a great job hosting. Again, just a really great facility and the chance to compete. And at that point in the year, we want to be able to continue to see the areas of our game individually and as pairs and as a team that we want to keep improving. We still want to be improving in mid-April. And so having the chance to play against really good competition, finding different areas of our game that we can improve on is only going to make us better in the long run.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time and we wish you the best of luck this season.
Thank you.